It looks like we're on a TV set.
Yes, I set this up. This is a fantastic space.
Who needs a car?
Listen, it's basement con carne. It's subterranean con carne.
We completely fucked up. We were going to do food.
Yeah, so we can get food. Should we go get food now?
Well, no, I'm recording. It's too late.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize. Well, it's too late. I could bring food downstairs. You want to bring food down?
It's fine.
Bag of chips?
I've gone carne less before. I've seen carne more often than once.
We'll get food.
We don't have to get food. All right. So before we really get into things, I've been sick for the past 2 months. A lot of stuff going on. You're aware of everything that's been going on.
Yes.
As a real life doctor, Dr. Daryl Wilson of the Bollweevils, am I cleared to podcast?
You are very cleared to podcast.
It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
This is Car con Carne, brought to
Private
you.
eyes are watching us.
Brought to you by Exploding House Printing, who is here for all of your screen printing, embroidery, and other merchandising needs. They're local. They're over in Hermosa, which is a mere hop, skip, and a jump and a long car ride from where we are right now. Consider them for t-shirts, merch, whatever. Their focus is on small businesses, bands, brands, everything in between. They've done stuff for Meatwave, The Empty Bottle, The Music Box, Dante's Pizzeria, The Brokedowns. The list goes on and on. And Jonathan at Exploding House has been doing screen printing for decades, literal decades. He knows what he's doing. Besides technical expertise, he delivers production efficiency and cost awareness to offer boutique print shop quality at much lower, large print shop prices. Check him out on Instagram at Exploding House, or check out their site at explodinghouseprinting.com for a quote or to see a list of some of their clients. As mentioned, this is Car con Carne. It's a Q101 podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne. This is my first time doing an interview since mid-October.
I'm glad you're back.
I'm
glad
so
you're
glad
back. I'm so worried about you for a long time. I'm just glad you're back and you're healthy. And I feel honored that you called me up and said, for your return, would I come and do this with you? Of course I would. That was a given. Well, a given.
You were part of this journey with me for the past couple months. You were my third-party medical consult.
I'm always here for you.
I appreciate that. So to kind of summarize, and I've talked about this online, but maybe not enough. I don't know. Mid-October, felt a horrible pain in the middle of the night. I remember in my mind, it looked like a lightning strike when I felt the pain. I thought I just had a stomach ache or just a really bad cramp or something.
It's kind of like Venezuela or something like that.
Something like that. I got myself to the bathroom.
Timely, aren't we?
I'm like, well, maybe I need to use the restroom. Then I'm like, oh, I think I'm dizzy now. And I pushed my back up against the door of the bathroom, and I kind of slid down as the room kind of went from color to black and white in front of me. And I basically was on the floor for a while. I thought because earlier that morning I got my COVID vaccine, I'm like, well, I always have some kind of reaction to a vaccine. I always, because I got the chills. I'm like, that's not an unusual reaction. This felt a little extreme, but I spent the next day really immovable. Like I was...
It's always the ability of your brain to try to rationalize what's
that's
happening.
It. And that's exactly what happened.
What you were doing. You had causality to say that, no, this is all based upon me having vaccination done. In response, it makes sense.
Right. That was a red herring. It was purely circumstantial. I spent the following Sunday and Monday writhing in pain, thinking, oh, I'll get better. I was taking Tums. That didn't work. And I was just sitting. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't read. I couldn't respond to email. Finally, Tuesday morning, checked into the ER, got my CT scan, which was incredibly painful because when you go through that tube, you have to raise your arm. To have your abdomen scanned, you have to raise your arms over your head.
Yep.
Unbeknownst to me, I had a ruptured appendix. Raising my arms over my head and
all the peritoneal signs, your peritoneum was all inflamed, and when you moved, it moved, and you had lightning localized discomfort.
Wow.
Like, this sucks.
So, they wheeled me back out to the ER, and then about an hour later, the main doctor said, how long did you say you've been feeling unwell? I said, well, since Saturday. He said, that's really interesting. You have a ruptured appendix. And then he kept walking. Just kind of dropped that bomb, and I didn't know what it meant. So I spent 3 days in the hospital after that. The goal at that point was to treat the burst appendix and the infection with antibiotics.
Yeah.
And that was around the clock. And then they sent me home with a prescription for thrice daily antibiotics, giant horse pills like the size of my fist.
Yeah.
And the hope
Did you have to like get them blown into your mouth to swallow them?
and the thought, the hope, the expectation was that those antibiotics would cool everything down and then give it time, let everything settle, and then they can go back in and yank out the appendix. I got back home. I think I felt okay when I got back home. Then within 24, 48 hours later, I felt like I was spiraling again and I was not doing great. That's when I called you.
Yes. And I answered.
You did. I said, Daryl, I don't think I'm getting better. Should I be going back to the ER?
And I immediately said to you, yeah, you probably have an abscess. Is what you have. You need to go back because that's not what this should be doing.
Yeah.
You know, you should be getting progressively a little bit better. And since you're not, and you're feeling worse, it's time for somebody else to lay their eyes on you and you not to kind of self-diagnose and say, maybe I'm just feeling bad because I'm just sick with this, ruptured schmutz sitting inside of my peritoneal cavity causing issue. Yeah. And then you went back. Thank God.
I went back and I was admitted much quicker the second time around.
Yeah.
And that was a 5-day hospitalization, which was rough. So it was determined that, yes, I had an abscess. It was a very big abscess that had grown. And this was something that couldn't be treated with just antibiotics. They had to put in a drainage tube to reduce the abscess. Now, the thing was, that's done by the
interventional radiologist.
Thank you. At the hospital I went to, the interventional radiology team doesn't work 5 days a week.
Must be nice. And, I don't work 5 days a week either, but I work when I'm working. So, so they do too. Everybody's working hard. I'm just joshing. I'm making jokes because I like to make jokes with you.
Doctor jokes.
It's doctor jokes. It's gallows humor.
So I had to wait to have this tube put in, and I didn't want it put in, but as it was explained to me, like, this is how you're going to feel better. And this is how we reduce everything so we can get to that point where we can go in and take out the appendix.
Yep.
So I left after 5 days with a drainage tube.
And you carried around that wonderful grenade, that Jackson fracture with your grenade. Fun times.
And I'm sharing medical stuff on here. I apologize if this grosses people out, but this is what happened to me. I remember going back up to the hospital, to my hospital room after I had the tube put in, and the nurse said she was going to show me how to
empty it,
empty and then flush the drainage tube. I'm on my back. The tube, or the grenade was right here. She popped open. She took the pin out, basically, of the grenade with no warning whatsoever. I almost threw up on sight. Like, she didn't prepare me for what that smells like. The paint peeled off the hospital wall. It was horrific.
It's like, the thing that's so crazy about it is I understand and know what that smell is. And because it's a daily thing, or it's an understood hazard of the job, it's like, So when somebody asks, what was your day like today? It's like, nothing really happened. But to you, yes, this is a completely new experience, utterly terrifying experience, a learning experience. And you're learning things you never thought you really wanted to learn.
Correct.
Correct. This thing, like certain smells, feelings, all kinds of things that are coming in. But you know what? This is now something that you have experienced with other people in this world, and you have this shared experience with them where you can go, oh my God, the smell
it's not great.
Of that grenade.
Apparently pus that exists inside you doesn't have
dead cells are dead cells. It's foul. Draining an abscess is, and Steve, having a daily, like if you drain an abscess, like even a superficial abscess on somebody, and you realize that it's a big one and it's going to go, and you know what it's going to smell like. But the thing is, you know what it does? Even when you're masked up, it hits your olfactory centers, and it kind of just stays with you all day. So everything is kind of has that smell overarching.
It's like being a fry cook. You smell like French fries all day.
Right. So you think that everything around you, like you smell like that, though you don't. And it's just like, oh, I'd like to eat this wonderful aromatic orange right now. This orange smells like ass. That's the horrible thing. It's just horrible. But you get used to it.
Here's the thing.
Somehow you get used to it.
Jumping ahead, I did have my appendectomy and the ileocectomy.
Cecectomy.
And I bring that up now because it still hurts to laugh a little bit.
Yes, I'm
so
sorry.
We have to be careful.
I'm sorry.
I sneezed like 3 mornings ago, and that was brutal.
But you know, the nice thing is that you are here and you look good. You're well.
You paused before you said good.
Well, you've lost weight. I mean, that's the thing. You're going to do that anyway, but you look good. I mean,
Thank you.
I need my small bowel and part of my large bowel taken out too. And I could look as good as you. So, I mean, maybe it's my jealousy that I'm looking at you going, I've gained weight. You can't tell. The camera takes and puts whatever pounds on, but I've gained some weight, which is, I'm very aware of that.
Daryl, you look good.
Thank you. I look like a man. So that's what you're trying to say. It's like, but it's like, the going through this, it could have been so different. Right. And, I'm just glad that you're here. I can see you.
Yes.
You're my friend. You are here. That is the best thing, because this could have been horrendous.
I know.
You could have gotten septic.
I should have gone to the ER immediately. Lesson learned on that.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You did. And it's done.
Yeah. So I got the drain put in, went back after 10 days to see if it had been properly draining the abscess. And I'm like, I'm not seeing a lot of output. Oh my God, I hope this comes out. The interventional radiologist said, no, I got to tell you, it's still there. It's still doing its work. You're going to have this in until you have your operation, which was about the most debilitating thing I could have been told.
Yeah.
And I realized, going in, I knew that was a possibility. So I went back home with the drain, and then I went back 7 days later. I went back the Monday before Thanksgiving, expecting the same experience. And I actually,
totally different.
I said to the nurse, I'm like, is there a way you can anesthetize me, numb me, give me Twilight? I'm like, because when he was jostling that tube around the last time.
Oh, you can feel it.
I'm like, I wanted to scream. She's like, well, we could put you under Twilight. We don't normally do it. I'm like, okay.
It's a little risk with that.
Yeah.
Risk benefit, probably not worth all that.
I'm like, okay, I'll tough this out. And then the different interventional radiologist said, how would you feel if we took that tube out today? I burst into tears right then and there on the spot. I couldn't, I never expected that to be the situation.
And I remember us talking about it when you said, hey, the drainage has gone down. I'm like, well, because it's draining the abscess. Yeah. So it should be less drainage over time. And you get to a certain point where it's like, hey, this is effectively drained and it's time for that thing to come out. And, making sure that it's a bed that they can work in without having risk of this recurring is key. And
believe me, that was in the back of my head the whole time. Like, okay, they got it out. Will it have to go in because I'm not going for surgery for 2 more months?
No, you were done. They assessed it. I know that they re-imaged you, correct? Yeah. And that's the thing. You have to look at the volume of, abscess that was there previously, and they can see that there's completely resolution over time. If there's resolution and it's at a point where it's like the drain's not going to drain that anymore, it's got to come out. Don't keep a foreign body inside if you don't have to.
Well, and that's the weirdest thing, having a foreign body inside you, which sounds hot.
Right. Marcel Marceau.
When I had the drain taken out, it was like a phantom limb. Like I was compensating, like getting in and out of the car, even, moving around, like rolling over in bed. Like I was still compensating for the drain and
it's this extra appendage you've never thought you had to have. Right.
But after a month, like I just got so used to kind of maneuvering.
Yes. Because your concern always like, I'm going to snag this on something. Oh, and like that's, and it's going to be yanked out. I'm going to have it replaced.
Oh, and it was so disruptive. And, anyone who's been through it or is going through it, you have my absolute empathy on this. Everything becomes harder. Taking a shower becomes so much harder.
You never think about that until something changes.
Taking a shower was a challenge. I had to do it in steps. I would do my hair separately. I'd lean over the shower, wash my hair as a separate experience. Mm-hmm. And then I would, just do everything incrementally.
And this is the thing that sometimes we don't take into account as healthcare providers when we're actually, this is just routine stuff, right? Yeah. But your daily activities become completely curtailed in a way that you never expect.
For sure.
I mean, the simple things that you take for granted, even going beyond having a drain that's in, you have this extra piece of equipment that's hanging out with you. And you're like, I have to navigate this in.
I like that you said hanging out with you. That makes it more fun.
It's
like a new little buddy.
See how dismissive we are as horrible health is horrible. But it's like even somebody having a broken appendage, and you think, oh, you're going to just splint that and send you out. But it's like, I don't know your daily activities in your home. I don't know who you're caring for, what you do. Hey, it's your dominant hand. Try wiping your ass now. I mean, that's you better have a person that you can trust that can help you out, because you're kind of stuck with your own shit, literally.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that kind of stuff that, we have to be really cognizant of and try to think about in the end. I mean, there's no good fix for it. It's a dilemma. It's not a problem like a 1 + 1 = 2 simple things. It's, you got to try and navigate. And people have done it. It's not like it's an impossible thing to do,
sure.
But some people are going to unfortunately fold when it comes to that, because it is something that they've never experienced, never thought they'd ever have to do. And it's new. But in the end, once you get past all of it and you're through it all, think of all the stuff you now know, and you can pass that information on to other people, which is fantastic.
And the lesson, and you and I talked about this one of the times we talked over the past couple of months. It is amazing, and it's a cliche, but it's amazing how quickly things can change in the blink of an eye. Mm-hmm. I went from driving to pick my daughter up from school the day before to having my appendix rupture and everything getting upended for 2.5 months afterward the next day.
Yes.
It's just crazy. And nothing, no warning signs along the way. It just happened.
This is why do everything you can every day.
That's it.
And enjoy it. I enjoy it. This is why I'm enjoying you. I mean, it's really, there's no guarantees of anything.
For sure.
So
this really
reminds you.
This experience crystallized that for me.
Yes. Yes. And you know what'll happen? In 2 years, you'll be like, hey, what the hell? I can wait. It's like, remember your appendix, James?
Yeah.
Remember that thing? What appendix? I don't have one anymore. What are you talking about, Daryl?
So fast forwarding. So I got the drain out on the Monday before Thanksgiving. My original surgery date was January 21st of this month.
The Festivus miracle happened.
Then the Festivus, I met with the surgeon that same week, actually the day after I had the drain out. And it was a new surgeon, a colorectal surgeon, not just a straight up surgeon who was going to go and do simple laparoscopic appendix removal. And he said, I'll see if I can get you in sooner. Sometimes people roll off, and I thought, well, he's just being nice.
Oh, no.
And then sure enough, week before Christmas, his scheduler called and said, can you do it on Monday? I'm like, oh my God,
yes.
I could do it today if you want me to come over. Like I didn't want to wait another month. I didn't want to sit with it for another month. Like, let's just get this done. Christmas week, don't care. Let's get it over with.
Right.
And so once you have surgery scheduled, a lot of stuff needs to fall into place before then. And for this type of surgery, I had to go for my colonoscopy. The week before, I had to get more scans. I had to get my blood type confirmed. I had to go for a staph test. And then I had to go to my PCP to be cleared.
Medically cleared. Yep.
Yeah. And that all happened within 4 days.
That is fantastic, actually.
It was a whirlwind.
But you know what? You had a goal.
Yep.
You were going to meet it, and you did. And I mean, think of all the things that were accomplished in that period of time to get you ready and at this point, which is just amazing.
So, okay, I had my surgery on December 22nd, the Monday before Christmas. As we're recording this, it is January 4th. It's a Sunday night. It'll be the 2-week point tomorrow. I would say within the past 48 hours, I feel the most like me that I've felt since mid-October.
I like that.
I have 3 incisions on my left because they tried to go in with the goal of making this a laparoscopic surgery, but then they're like, yeah, that's not going to work.
Sometimes you got to open up.
Yeah, sometimes we got to open up. So I've got a long incision scar right underneath my abdomen.
No more bikini for you.
No more bikini. No more shirtless anything, because when they shave hair off for a surgery, that shit's not growing back for like a month.
You should go shirtless anyway, just to show it off. And just start talking. If nobody watches, somebody hasn't seen this, and they go like, what happened? There's like, oh my God. Yeah, you should have seen it. I was impaled by, I was going over a fence and I got impaled on the fence. And so they had to go in and, take a part of my bowel at this point.
So I want you to explain what that is, because I have a hard time explaining the procedure I went through. You and I were talking beforehand about all the Easter eggs that come up from hospitalizations and surgeries. The latest Easter egg that's come up from this surgery is, they shaved my abdomen. They shaved below my abdomen. Now the hair is growing back. It's rubbing against my shirt and it doesn't feel great.
Right. It's this 5 o'clock shadow on your belly now.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the
we're
thing.
not even at 5 o'clock
Right,
yet.
I'm
We're,
just-
we're like 1:30.
Right, so 2 minutes
Yeah.
to midnight is what it is. I think that's what that is. I swear to God, you've got Eddie down there just taking care of things.
Thank you for the maiden reference.
I know you wouldn't go any other way.
So it wasn't laparoscopic surgery because an appendectomy is outpatient. That is
Sometimes I have to open up though, right?
right. And that's what happened with me. And this is why I was referred to a colorectal surgeon. I had a ileocectomy.
So they took part of your ileum and your.
But what is the
cecum.
ileum?
So that's the last part of the small bowel that's there, and then it goes into the large bowel where the cecum is. The appendix usually comes off the cecum in that space. So you had unfortunately ruptured your appendix. That whole area became inflamed because you had an abscess in that space, and that bowel could become somewhat not functional and
Well,
not
and I
good.
think looking at the surgeon's notes, I think the bowel became punctured as well.
Yes.
And that's dangerous shit, right?
Yeah. So, well, you're literally leaking shit into your peritoneal
Yeah.
cavity. So you've got to resect those portions that aren't.
Resect
good bowel.
means resection.
Take out. Yep. Take out. So they take out that portion of the small bowel, that last portion, and that portion of the cecum, and they were able to take out that bad part of bowel and then reanastomose, which is reattach the portion of small bowel to large bowel. So now there's a little bit shorter portion of your gut that's there. There's no ileocecal valve that's there. So like I said, you might have some issues with absorption of vitamin B12 and you might have a little bit of looser stool for a little bit of time. It'll catch up. But
Didn't looser stool open up for the Bollweevils?
I think I'm in that band. Really, sometimes I'm the looser stool of this because I'm just some shit face, shitty motherfucker. But now, so they took out bad bowel and reattached good bowel to good bowel is what they did. So it's,
So that happened. Like, it's really impressive.
yeah.
And the surgeon said to me, explain what he was going to do. I said, will this affect my quality of life? He's like, it won't affect your digestion.
No.
Like, it'll be business as usual which seems crazy to me. Like, they went in and like, they rearranged shit. They took stuff out. Like, it's crazy that I'm sitting here 2 weeks later.
You literally had your guts rearranged.
I did.
This is a porno reference.
It is.
It's like, we're losing control.
No, I've got control. I've got notes.
Do you have control?
Yeah, I do.
Notes. Have you followed any notes since we've been here? You did. No, you did the first part.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm just saying.
So I wanted to talk to you about this stuff because you understand this. And, I've tried to explain to people, no, it wasn't a straight up appendectomy. They did some stuff where they resectioned things. And I thank you for.
Bad bowel was taken out. They resected the bad stuff, put good bits back together, and now you've got good bowel.
I've got good bowel.
You got good bowel.
But it's incredible to me. I'm sitting here 2 weeks later, still have a little soreness, but it's manageable.
Yeah.
Like it seems so far away that I would get to getting to this point.
If we were on the Oregon Trail, you'd be dead.
I would clearly be dead.
You'd be dead. If we were, at a time when sterile technique wasn't used,
Yeah, oh boy.
you would be dead.
So funny story. I love this story. The guy who cuts my hair, CJ.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the first. I think that was the first outing I had after I got the
CJ.
got the tube. Bollweevils up and up for Lucky Boys Confusion and House of Blues. Prior to my appendix exploding, I was going to MC that show.
Yes.
I didn't want to go anywhere. I had completely lost my voice at that point, which was silent reflux. I came to learn from my ENT doctor, which was aggravated from the stress of surgery.
Yeah. And you being intubated wouldn't help as well. So
Right.
ET
Well, this
tube
is before I was intubated.
Right. So, yeah. So if your reflux, because your gut's slowed down, your reflux and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and the acids causing irritation to your vocal cords, and it just gets crappy.
So I didn't go to the House of Blues show. I couldn't walk. I had tendinitis as a result of the surgery. I couldn't talk. I had a tube draining an abscess into a hockey puck that was paper clipped to my t-shirt. Like, I wasn't going anywhere. So I went for my haircut, and the guy who cuts my hair knows you. And he said he was backstage talking to the Bollweevils at the House of Blues. And he said, yeah, I talked to Daryl at the show. I said, I'm surprised JVO isn't here. And according to him, you looked at him and said, yeah, JVO is really fucked up right now.
That was my medical diagnosis at that point, because you were like a mess. You were a mess. You were a full on mess. And I knew you weren't coming because you told me, and I knew you were going to be there. And I let people know who didn't know. I made them aware that you were fucked up and you couldn't be there.
I wanted to be there.
I know you did, but you shouldn't have been there.
I shouldn't have.
If you showed up there, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing here?
You're fucked up.
Ray, you're fucked up. Go home. I'd be right. Go home. You don't need to be here.
So I am here now.
You're back.
I'm back.
You're back.
Thank you for all your support and wisdom along the way.
Dude, I love you. You're my friend, man. If we start crying in this thing, this is going to be like the most emotional car con carne ever, you know, in my house, Mikasa.
Well, it's funny. So many people have had their appendices removed. I was texting back and forth with Kyle Kinane, who's a mutual acquaintance.
Yes. You're name dropping on this one a lot.
Well, I'm getting to a point here. Yeah, I name dropped CJ, the guy who cuts my hair.
He's a celebrity to me.
Okay. But I was trying to work out a podcast interview in November when he was in town for Thanksgiving. Yeah. And I said, if I can't do this in person because I'm recovering, can we do it on Zoom? I don't want to do it on Zoom. He's like, I can't believe they just didn't rip it out of you. He's like, when I had appendicitis, they just took it out the next day. But that's the more common experience, it seems.
The comedians get that one, I think. The real funny guys get it ripped out like that.
That's right.
That's the thing. That's how that
But
goes.
I think that's what people expect. Like, oh,
yes, but there's all the gamut runs. You look at the bell curve, right? There's people going to be in the horrible 5% here, the bell curve where most people get things. That 5% here, they all die, and then there's the people here in the big bell curve that actually have their typical things. And then there's these people over here. They're like, yeah, my appendix, I just ate it. I'm all better. I mean, I don't know.
I had it out when I was 13.
I heal like Wolverine. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I have a healing factor that's crazy. So, I mean, it's like, that's what it is. And of course, Kyle just is Kyle. So of course they just ripped his thing out.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
going to make a joke out of it. Speaking of which, I mean, the Grand Marquis just played a show the other day.
I know it.
And I couldn't see it because I was working. I was like, this was horrible. I wanted to go see that show.
Up until I'd say 2 days ago, I haven't wanted to stand for any length of time. I'm ready to go to shows again.
Then you are fully back.
Yeah, I think.
I think you're back.
It's funny, the week that this all first happened in October, the hospitalization and all that, Adam Sandler was playing United Center that Monday night, the night before I went to the ER. I got tickets to the show. I told my daughter I would take her. I'm like, no, we can go. And she was the voice of reason.
You would do that for your child, though.
I would.
Well,
and then the end of the week, we had tickets to see Penn and Teller at the Chicago Theater. And I just got out of the hospital like a day and a half before. I'm like, no, honey, we can go. She's like, nope. Thank goodness the kids are.
They could have magicked some stuff for you, though, and made it all better.
This is the first time I ever bought ticket insurance.
Oh, look at you thinking ahead.
The very first time.
Well, you've been sick for all that time. You're thinking maybe I'm not going to make it to this show.
Well, no.
Right?
I bought the tickets months ago.
Oh, geez. So you didn't even know.
The very first time. But because my daughter goes away to school, former Car Con Carne fill-in host Fiona, I'm like, anything could happen if she gets stuck at school.
Look
whatever.
at that.
And then I'm like, okay, she doesn't want to go. Thank God I can't get out of bed. I reached out to the insurance, whatever the insurance company is, and I think I probably had one of the only approved claims in ticket claim history.
Right.
But because I showed them like hospital paperwork.
You just showed them your grenade and you said, look at this, smell this. This is why I couldn't make it.
That was also pre-grenade, but I had hospitalization.
You should have had some, abscess pus for them and said, here, sign it in pus. Here you go.
So long story short, I'm back.
Inflammatory exudate.
I'm back.
Sorry.
I've already started booking interviews for this month, like in the car. Because I'm doing this with you, you said, why don't you just come in the house? Okay, cool. But I'm going to be back in the car, which is exciting. We should talk about you since we've been talking about me for a half an hour.
Oh, no, we can talk about you all day if we need to.
Well, no, we'll get to the Bollweevils. What is pressure set?
Wow. You're just going right for the jugular, aren't you?
I used to do this for a living.
I know. I can tell. You're back. You're fully back. Pressure Set is a new project that I'm involved in. I'm very excited about it, by the way. You may have heard some of the songs.
I might
have heard some songs. Mm-hmm. It is myself from the Bollweevils, is my buddy Rob from Spells. He plays drums in Spells. Our buddy Dom from the band Bear Away. They're from the UK. They're from England. And now adding Simon Lamb as our bass player.
A former Car Con Carne guest.
Yes, Simon Lamb of many bands, of Violets, of Methadones, of Sludgeworth. And so it kind of came about as I stumbled into it. In fact, I stumbled into it. Rob had a bunch of songs together with Dom. They had like these 10 songs that they'd put together. And their plan was to take a couple songs and give them to people that they knew who could sing, guess I can sing, and say, hey, would you do something with these songs? And we'll send them back, have a compilation record of just people putting stuff together. Wasn't even a band yet. And so they sent me a couple songs, did a couple songs, and sent them right back. I was like, this was exciting because it was something really new. It's not the Bollweevils. It's something, as you've heard it, it's not the Bollweevils. And they're like, wow, that's cool. Hey, you want to try another song? I'm like, sure. So I did a third song. And then another song came and says, hey, and I was looking at these songs. I said, do you want me to try some of these other songs? They're really cool. Oh, we're waiting for other people to get back to us, and people weren't getting back. And I said, I'll do another song. So I did another song. And then it was like, hey, are we kind of a band right now? Because
are we together?
Yeah. And they were like, I think so. So we kind of just kept going. I started doing all the other songs, and they were challenging. It was something that was different because
You're definitely out of your comfort zone.
yeah, I mean, I have this mind meld with Ken from the Bollweevils where I know the chord change is going to do. I know it's coming next, and it's cool. And we can write these songs, and they're fun, they're awesome, and it's easy. Not easy because it's still hard. I mean, I have to still think about what I'm doing and writing.
You've got a groove.
But we've got a groove. We've been doing that for such a long time. But then this was like something thrown at me that was not at all in the chords that Ken would play, the key, just chord changes and tempo changes and things that were totally not what I would expect. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this. And it was fun. It was like, wow, this is crazy. And we got these songs together and really proud of them. It's out of my comfort zone, you know?
I think it's, how would you describe it? I mean, because people know what the Bollweevils sound like.
Yeah.
You're
I mean, I was trying to figure this out. It's, dark, punk with rock, but it's hard to describe. It's just not, it's punk, but it's
would it be post-punk?
It's kind of, but it's like, it's got with dark, it's a dark, not dark wave because there's no synth in it, but it's darker kind of punk, and it's got interesting chord progressions and key changes and tempo changes in it that are just not typical. I don't know how to put it. I mean, I can't put it into words. It's just pressure set. It's pressure set. And the name came out because we had all these names. We were trying to figure out stuff. And initially we were called Panic Show. We were going to be called Panic Show. And there's a song that we have called Panic Show in the recordings. And it's fun. And actually Mike Wiebe from Riverboat Gambler sings on it with me. So we both do that song together. And we were thinking of other names, and I was thinking this was like Under Pressure that we put this thing together, and we're like a set group. And I'm like, Pressure Set, that set that out. And then that went through, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what we are. We kind of did this Under Pressure and made this whole set of songs. So we're the Pressure Set now. And that's what we're. So it was just built. But it's just fun. I mean, the first recordings are all Dom playing both guitar and bass. He did both guitar and bass. And, there's actually a song on there called, Dream Factory. It's the slower song. It's one of a slower song, which was very difficult for me. It was like something I don't typically do. Right. But my daughter sings on it. One of my twins sings on it.
That's amazing.
And it makes my heart just like sing. It's fantastic. And not that I'm just a gushing dad, because I am a gushing dad, but she has just a beautiful voice, and I just can't wait for people to hear it. Chrissy Rodolphe does a song with us.
Evil Engine.
Yeah, from Evil Engine. So Chrissy does a song. Fantastic voice. And it's just, it's great. I'll let the cat out of the bag, I guess. We should be releasing something in 2026.
Because that's my next question.
Yes. And we've been talking to a known label that has worked with myself in the past.
Okay.
It's not Red Scare.
Does it have comic book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that'll be coming out and also what's also coming out Bollweevils wise is
That was my next question.
Yes, there will be.
You're so good at this. It's
I
like,
know.
you
Well, I've done this a couple times. I'm ready. I'm back. We are going to have a re-release of Stick Your Neck Out. Will be coming out remastered, re-released with
Anniversary?
That was actually a couple years ago. Was like 30 years, I think.
You're almost at the 35 then.
So, but it's coming out. That'll be next year. It's got 4 extra songs on it from various other 7 inches and things like that. But remastered and
Awesome.
re-released. So that's coming out. So that'll be released, and then the Pressure Set record should be coming out as well.
Is it hard to pull Pressure Set together since the geographies are scattered?
Yeah, I mean, it's the interesting thing about what we did is we recorded everything remotely. It was all remote. And we'd love to get everybody in a room at some point to play something. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, with Dom being the guy farthest away, being across the pond, that's kind of a harder thing to organize. Now, if we all happen to be at some festival all of our bands are playing at some point, that'd be really easy to do if we could set that up. So I would hope that we could do something like that. And we definitely, in our minds, all of us want to do that. We'd like to do live performances of the songs that we put together. And we're already working on the second. We already have a song for the second record. So we have 10 songs and 11 songs. So the 11th song is going to be for the next thing. So it's crazy. And going forward on other writing, this is the year we're going to be working on the new Bollweevils record as well. So we have a bunch of songs that we've been.
So the Bollweevils aren't taking a back seat in any way. It's
God, no.
It's just another creative itch for you to scratch.
Right. I mean, it's like, Ken has JoJo and the Clackers that he's doing that. Joe and Timmy have, of course, the Iron Spiders that they're doing. Joe still has the Miserables.
Of course.
Timmy plays in live band karaoke. I mean, the funny thing about people in Chicago bands is they play in multiple bands.
Absolutely.
And I wasn't playing in multiple bands of all people. I'm the only monogamous member of the band. It's like, I'm going to step out.
That's right.
I'm getting my side piece.
You're damn right. And the side piece is Pressure Set.
Right. Pressure Set. But they live far away. I mean, it's my girlfriend in Niagara Falls. It's like,
Well, I'm glad you're playing with Rob from Spells.
Yes.
You introduced me to Spells.
Yes.
They opened for you at G-Man a couple months ago.
One of my favorite bands that exists on this planet.
There was nothing that could have prepared me for how fucking great that band is live.
I could tell it to you and I could gush about it, and until you see it live and you experience it, you just don't know.
That little Stevie Shithead, the lead singer, he's amazing.
Oh yeah. So you talk about, God, Ben is Ben Roy is a nut. I love Ben. Ben is the best. Oh, I'm breaking things in my house. Ben is the best.
He is that little Stevie Shithead?
Yes.
That's his nom de plume.
His nom de plume. Mm-hmm. So Ben is. It's funny because we met Spells through a show that Off With Our Heads was doing, and it was at the old place that was in Lombard.
Oh, right.
Yes, that place. And so some good things come out of that. And this relationship with us and Spells is like one of those things. So they come in, and Ben was doing his show, For Those Who Can't, which is a fantastic show, by the way. If you have a chance to catch that, For Those Who Can't, comedic genius show, just great. And so we're at the show, we're meeting up with everybody, and Rob is having a conversation with myself and Pete at the time. We're talking old school basketball, like 80s basketball. And, and then Chuck, who runs, the record label that they're on, and Chuck plays guitar, and Chuck's all the guys, everybody Spells, we love everybody. They're brothers and sisters. We love them. And we're just talking basketball. And we're laughing, and we're talking smack basketball back and forth. And Pete and I look at each other. We're like, I think these have been our friends forever.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's just, we had this.
That's the way I felt when you and I recorded a podcast at Johnny's. When we first sat down. I'm like, I feel like I've been talking to Daryl forever.
And I'd been talking smack all those years because I never wanted to be on the radio with.
That's right.
It's like we were too punk rock for school, too cool for school. We will laugh about these stories till we are old.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
decrepit. And so with Spells, watching them play, it's like they make you want to be a better band every time.
I totally get it.
Every time.
Spells do something on stage which I generally hate.
What, their outfits?
Love the outfits.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I think more bands should have uniforms. I love the Hives. I
We
love
wear
Spells.
black shirts and jeans. I know that's
Cutting
a
edge.
common thing.
They do something that I normally can't stand as a concert goer, and that's the breaking of the fourth wall, and that's the making fans part of the show.
That's the best thing.
For some reason, when Spells does it, I find it less offensive and charming. And
It is because it is so, you know why? Because it's genuine,
yes,
right? That's the thing that makes something offensive is when it's not genuine. And I can tell you, everybody in that band is genuinely who they are, and they give two hoots about what they're doing and why they do it, because they're having fun and they realize that they're fans too of music. And when they go to a show, you want to see a show. It's like us. I realize that you go to a show, it's a show.
right.
You can listen to something on, anywhere.
People
and
are
hear
going
music.
there to be entertained.
Right. And
They
if
want
you-
to see performers.
and you remember Spells because of that.
Not only do I remember Spells, that was a show. I don't often think during a concert, I got to buy some merch.
Oh, sure.
But I'm watching them on stage. I'm like, okay, before I leave here tonight, I'm going to buy a record and I'm going to buy a T-shirt.
Yes.
They were sold out of records that night. It was at the end of their tour. They're from Colorado. They'd done their circuit. But I bought the shittiest and best band T-shirt ever from them. It's like a low quality Gildan plain white tee.
Spells.
It just says Spells in generic letters. It shrunk, like it didn't even make, I mentioned the word dryer and it shrunk. Yeah. But it's great. It's so like, they have such a clear sense of who they are, their image, and how to
Yes.
how to be who they are, how to be performers. I loved it. I bought into it. And since I couldn't get the record at G-Man that night I saw him, I went on Bandcamp and ordered it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love them. So you introduced me to them. I'm glad you're playing with one of them
Yes.
and making music with one of them.
And it's funny, like Rob and I, we talk about this all the time, that we've been friends, like I said, forever. Like we just had this happenstance of finally meeting each other at this point. All those people, when you meet people like that, there seems like this relationship where you go, I've known you in another life. I've known you from something
totally
else.
get it.
And then you realize that they know people that you know,
Of course.
which is wild. There's guys that I used to skateboard with very poorly. I did back in the day that Rob is friends with.
You're too tall for skateboarding.
I'm something. I'm just
Yeah.
dorky. It's like, oh, I'm better at Dungeons and Dragons
Yep.
or something. It's that's a thing. But I mean, it's like that's the weird connections you find with people, which in this world that we live in, when it seems like everything's so just miserable, I really remember that. My God, there are really good people out there that you are right in front of you that you can't forget about, right? It's like as soon as you're like, oh, but it's like, wait a minute, hey, that's the thing. This is all that matters, is like this kind of stuff where the interactions you have with the people that you care about or that care about you. That's all that matters.
Again, things change in an instant.
Yes.
It's pure existentialism. Like make every day count.
And it reminds you that, fuck, I mean, and when you say you're not going to do something, it's like, okay, you're choosing not to do that, but is it really necessary? You really have to do the other shit you're doing now? Is it necessary? That's the big question on your mind. Everything you think about, is that necessary? Because then you realize that, no, is it a priority? It's like, probably shouldn't even be my top priority.
Right.
It's like, doesn't matter. And I'm making that a priority right now. It's like, fuck, I got to change my thinking.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you do get caught up in the whole, run of the mill shit where you're on the treadmill running, the same pace. And then you're like, fuck it, I got to change it. I got to go this treadmill for a second and do something different. And I seriously, I've been thinking of like doing some pivoting myself on stuff. And it's like, to do pressure set is kind of a thing that's was not something that I had on my bingo card. And then it popped up like, that's cool. And it doesn't change me being in the Bollweevils. The Bollweevils are still my band. And that's the thing. That's still that we're writing that new
You're right.
stuff. And it's like, that's cool. It's like this weird, prolific, I can write all this stuff and still get it out. And it sounds completely different from the other thing.
Yeah.
I know when I'm writing a Bollweevil song. I really do. It's like, I know what that sounds
Of course.
like. And Ken is doing some things that are very different. Because, I mean, you look at some of the songs we've written recently, like Hourglass or DNR. Those are still Bollweevil songs, but it's our evolution of what we are. But then Pressure Set is something way over here that is not that. I let some people listen to it when we were in California, and I could see their faces. They were like, they didn't know what to think.
I don't know what my response was. I remember texting you. I think I said something like, this was unexpected.
Yes. And it wasn't in a bad way.
No, certainly not.
And that's why I wasn't like, and even then, if somebody looked at it and goes, well, fuck it, I want to hear just the Bollweevils. Well, you'll hear that. But I mean,
Right.
I'm going to do this too.
I
And,
t-
and,
I-
and in the end, if somebody goes, I don't like it, how does it make me feel? Not like anything, because I like it.
That's the reason you do it,
Right.
of course. And I totally get the need to chase.
Yeah.
Like, if I had all the time in the world, I'd probably do another podcast. And, I still love doing this, but I'd probably do another one.
I'm thinking about doing a podcast.
I think you have the setup here.
I just got to get all this stuff.
That's easy.
Okay, well, we'll figure this
I
out.
think I told
You
what
did
you
text
need.
me all the stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
like lazy, and I'm taking more into account because of things like this. A buddy of mine, I was at a funeral recently, and something was said there that really resonated with me. It was about my buddy's dad, and I know he's probably listening. And I'll say that your niece said something at the funeral, and she was talking about pivoting, that you're like, his dad would always pivot, and he was able to do that. And it's like, this was amazing. It's just fantastic. And it's like, that right there is something that we all can do, but people just don't do it.
Yeah.
They're afraid to make a turn. And it's like, we'll just keep doing the same thing. But why? If the same thing is running you into the wall, why would you keep doing that? That is insanity.
Yes.
And we just buy into it. It's like, that doesn't have to happen. I mean, we're all very capable of doing things.
One thing I tried to do, I don't think I did this last year, but I got in this routine where every year I'd say, I want to do something I've never done before.
Yeah.
And I would do it, whether it was DJ a live event or host a live event for the podcast. Like, I would have like one goal every year, like something completely different I want to try and just see what it's like.
Yeah.
I don't know what my goal is for this year yet. I've got a little sidelined with.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, that's
simple goals.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Simple goals.
And I am. I'm healthy. I'm good. I'm back. I'm back.
You are
God
back.
damn it.
This is like, you are fully back. I mean, you're big back is what you are. You're huge. But it is. I think that, and it's not like making resolutions and things like that. I don't believe in that kind of thing.
I agree.
I think it's just, you just have to realize that there are messages coming at you. There's all these things. You filter things. You make decisions that are your own decisions, and you say yay or nay to something, and it's not somebody else that makes you do it. It's you making those decisions, and you can decide to move forward, stay stagnant, or go backwards. That is your decision. And you know what? No one can ever, chastise you for it. That's your fucking decision. And whatever happens with that, live with your fucking decision. That's okay. And it is. Why should I worry about what your decisions are? Unless they affect me directly because you attack me or something. Well, fuck off. But if you're making a decision, if I make a decision and then something happens and I go, fuck, that was wrong, and you made me do it. No, you fucking did that. You chose that. So I'm just looking at a lot of things and going, I don't have to do that. I don't want to do that. My priorities are my health, my family, my friends, those kind of things that pop in, and make that all work.
Yeah.
I mean, I live a fucking charmed fucking life. I really do. I can never discount that. And I have the luxury of doing certain things other people can't. I fucking understand that. But I also understand that I could lose everything in a fucking heartbeat.
We all could.
So you have to live well, do your best for the people that you care about, do your best for yourself. And then, when you find things, you go, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to fucking turn the other way. I'm going to walk that way now.
Yeah.
I'm going to get out of bed a different way today. instead of getting out the same way. You realize that sometimes you get out of bed the same fucking way every day. Do you realize that? You could make a change in your day by getting out of bed a different fucking way.
Well, I didn't realize how true that was until
you had a grenade attached to your body.
Yeah.
Right.
Where every day getting out of bed was, in the old way, was quite challenging.
Yes. So
Because the tube, just to go back to it, I mean, it was basically impaling my abdomen.
yes, it was. You saw it sticking right out of you.
And you realize, oh my God, I have no core whatsoever right now.
You had an anterior tail.
Yes.
Yes, you did. An anterior tail.
Anyway, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to find new things to pivot to
I love it.
and see how it goes. And with a wherewithal that says I'm making that decision to do and try.
You're an inspiration,
You
Dr.
know,
Daryl Wilson.
fuck, I'm just a guy living life, trying to live as best as everybody else is. We're all struggling. We're all doing our best. That's all it is.
We're all doing our best.
We're all doing our best.
So we are recording in your basement.
Yeah,
Thank you for the hospitality.
of course. I mean, you love you, man.
This is a lovely setup. I was at, I don't think you can see, I was at the one all the way on your right.
Oh, this one, the Bollweevils one?
Yeah.
But
But yeah, remember?
I was there.
Yeah.
it was a good time.
Yeah, I was at that one. I wasn't able to get into the other two,
Pope's one and then the
Colonoscopy
Colonoscopy one. Yeah, it's all good shows.
but I managed to get into the Bollweevils one.
You know, I knew some guys that could.
Yeah. That was a great night.
It was a great night. It's always, it's having the opportunity to still play in a band and do this is like fantastic. I mean, I know that think about this. It's a luxury to do this shit. You know, it is, it's not like, it's easand to play in a band no matter what, no matter how big or how, small
There are personalities and to
Right.
manage. There's
and then you think about taking the time to just do it. It's costly. It's a costly little thing to do. It's the bad analogy is like, oh, at least I don't play golf and blah, blah. Well, I don't play golf. I'm a doctor that doesn't play golf. I'm a shitty golfer. Not anybody out there will tell you that I am. But it's like, yeah, we take a trip, we go to Fest and play that. We're going to Montreal to play Pouza, which is cool. All those things. And that's those little trips to do that. And it is kind of like a golf trip or whatever to play, but it's expensive. Think about this for everybody else, for bands that are out there that are doing this for a living. And it's like hard as fuck to survive it. And I am a 2-bit fucking legendary hack that gets to still do this shit only because I have the means to do so. Really. That's really what it comes down to. And, I'll call myself out for that. That's fucking crazy. But, but I'm still better than most of these motherfuckers that are playing.
Dr. Daryl Wilson of the Bollweevils. You are the first episode. This is episode 1100, the first episode of mine after returning to podcasting after being sidelined with 3 hospitalizations.
God, I love that you're here and healthy. And I just love that.
I've been dying to do this. And similar, I keep trying to wrap this up.
I know you do. And I keep on pulling you back in.
When COVID hit, as the story goes, the night we were all told to stay home and don't leave, that's when I switched to Zoom and I went nightly with the podcast because I felt like if I stopped doing this, in the world we live in, the attention span driven world we live in, like if I'm not doing this regularly, the podcast will die.
Right.
And that's the way I felt when I was hospitalized. I'm like, how do I keep this going? I can't do this. And so I asked a bunch of people, like, do you want to be a guest host? And that's how I kept it going for 2 months.
I'm sorry I couldn't guest host. I apologize.
That's fine.
I've done it before. I did during COVID. I did
You did. I want to thank everyone who did do it, including my daughter Fiona, which was a trip. But yeah, like Kevin Kellen, who I worked, I never actually worked with him at Q101. I worked with him at WKQX. He had the Sklar brothers on.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
What the fuck? This is a bigger pull than I can get. I mean,
it's like, wait, I'm the guy that runs the podcast and I can't get these guys? So what's going on?
He's pulling like comedy A-listers. I'm watching the Kevin Hart and Keenan Thompson show on Amazon Prime the next week, and they're the Sklar brothers. I'm like, as seen on Car Con Carne.
Right. We pulled them first.
Yeah. God. All right, Dr. Joel Wilson, thank you for doing this.
Of course.
Pressure Set is the new band, new stuff to hear from them coming this year.
Go like our stuff on the Instagrams. Go look it up. Go
do what you do. And then Bollweevils, we'll hear more from that band this year. So you got a lot of cool stuff going on.
A lot of cool stuff going on.
Thank you for doing this.
Of course. Thank you for being here and coming into my lovely house and hanging out.
It's tastefully appointed.
It is tastefully appointed. You did not expect that, right? You expect some trash ass house.
No, I didn't. We're not in an area I would expect a poorly appointed home.
I see what you're trying to say there. That's what you're trying to say. Look at that rich, snobby motherfucker over there.
Broadcasting from the swingers capital of America.
Wow. Well, and now we're going to go out to eat.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for watching and listening. Carcon Carney's back. Fuck yeah.
He's back.